There's frogs in there somewhere. A lot of our leftover food gets put in the freeze dryer so that it minimizes food waste. Of course, you can't get everything in there. Some stuff goes to waste. That's why we got this nice big compost bin from the IKEA when we stopped there for just 6 hours when we had a flat tire and it was damaged and I couldn't change it to the spare because the lug was broken. It's a good day. It's a fun day. Lots of adventures. Let's freeze dry some food, build up our supplies. Look at that. This is all pre-frozen. It helps it freeze dry a little faster. So I got mangoes, pizza, and kiwis on this. This is the large Harvest Right freeze dryer, and it's pre-frozen in here. You can put it in fresh. It doesn't have to be frozen. So let's slide this in. The difference in the large, medium, and small, the trays are the same size, but it's how many trays it'll have. The large one will hold 5 trays, the medium one holds 4, and the small holds 3. And if you have the large one, you have to have a special outlet. Other than that, it's fine. Okay, put them in here. Look at how thick this is. Okay, we're gonna close that. Verify that I have the valve closed. I don't think you can see it on the screen, but I'll hit continue. Freezing. All right, we're going. There's the oilless pump. So I don't have to mess with changing oil. It's kind of our junk room in here. It's not super loud, but it does make some noise when that pump is going. So we have it outside of the main house. Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. We've got some sweet potatoes. Oh, what's in here? Potatoes, regular potatoes. These plastic tubs are good for fitting all this stuff in. Yogurt, oh, that's good. Sweet potatoes freeze-dried are actually pretty good just to snack on. We're gonna try using them for a running food too on long runs. Me and a guy. I've got some ramen. That's not a health food, and it won't last as long as the freeze-dried stuff in here. But it's a convenient place to store. There's some more ramen, more yogurt. So we're filling up some boxes, and we do use this stuff. We're not just saving it thinking, oh, maybe the zombies will come. We pulled out some potatoes the other night to put on the chicken. It's real good. You know, once upon a time, mostly before I had children, I did a lot of tabletop minis types of games. I used to love making my own terrain. See, this was a roof for a house, and for this house, making some rocks and towers out of it's just a styrofoam cup, but it makes a really cool looking tower. I do miss playing these things. I mean, this was good times, but there's only a certain amount. I like making the miniature stuff about as much as playing it. I made a little guillotine out of popsicle sticks and things. I made my own little giant mushrooms. Freeze dryer is done. Here's this huge miniature table I put together. All right. That was just yesterday. That was really fast. Okay, here's how we do this. So I'm gonna say no defrost. I'm not in a big hurry. And now I need to make sure that this is not in any, it's not in any water. It's not gonna suck it up. So I'll pull it out of the bucket for the moment and open this valve. Oh, that's gonna let the air back in. Maybe not the most convenient place for that valve to be. Alright. Okay, now we can open this up. And it just rained outside. We live in a humid subtropical region. That's the official name for the region. Ooh, look at those! They sound like 2 pieces of styrofoam hitting. I'm gonna eat one. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, freeze-dried kiwi is nice. Leave the window AC unit on in here because it helps the pump not get too hot, and also it keeps it a little more dry in here. Okay, let's do this. They come up really well. I could warm these trays up before I take them out. They're kind of cold. This one is, because it's set there for a while, and it brings the temperature back down, just, you know, for extra, you know, storage integrity. But then when you pull it out, since the air is pretty humid, it immediately starts condensing on these trays, and you know, that can rehydrate the food if it touches it. So I try to do this pretty quick. I try to do just one at a time. These freeze-dried mangoes are so good. I mean, it's crazy. The flavor is just so packed. It pops in your mouth. We're gonna go and we're gonna bag this stuff up. Not just this plastic bag. We're gonna put it in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber. It's gonna stay good for like 20, 25 years if we, you know, don't get into it before then, which we will. I mean, I don't want to wait 25 years to eat this. Okay, this chicken wasn't completely freeze-dried. There were still, I broke open some pieces and found a few ice crystals inside. So I decided they're probably too big, so I broke everything open. So it's a little smaller. Very easy to break freeze-dried food. No moisture, just brittle. And we'll put it in for another round. It tastes really good though. It is cooked. It's just you can't store it if there's moisture. Okay, so imagine this plus one more bag of chicken, and that's how much you can get in one cycle of this large freeze dryer. Okay, now we're going to go in and we're going to seal some of these up. All right, I've obviously waited a little too long to get these in Mylar bags, but they've all been sealed. Plastic's not an oxygen barrier, not a perfect one, but at least it's kept them dry, so that should be good. We run it pretty often, so it hasn't been too long. What was slowing me down is I couldn't find my oxygen absorbers, but I've got my oxygen absorbers, I've got my freeze-dried food, I've got me some Mylar bags, I've got my heat sealer, and I got a cup of coffee. So let's seal some of this stuff. Okay, let's see if I can do this one-handed. I'm going to use 2 oxygen absorbers for the size of bag this is. I've got some bananas in here. And the Mylar stops the oxygen. It blocks sunlight from getting in. The oxygen absorber gets the O2. It absorbs it. It's kind of like vacuum sealing, because you'll see after they've been in here a while, they will have shrunk in. Hang on, I'm going to adjust this. Okay, I have flattened that there. So now I can push the handle down on this real tight. And then, I'm not sure, yeah, that got all the way across, but I always do it 2 times. I'm actually going to do this one 3 times because I had it on there kind of funky the first time. Because it never hurts to seal it more. And then, I'll stock this and I'll label it. There we go. It goes on the pile. And we continue. We have it. A nice pile of food. The food is sealed. The coffee is drunk. Those apples got a little moisture. They were opened and closed to snack on too many times, so they're a little mushy. I'm gonna put them back in the freeze dryer. They will crisp back up fine. They may have lost some percentage of nutritional value, but they've certainly not spoiled. So they'll go back in, crisp it back up, and we'll probably just snack and eat those rather than have them for long-term storage. There we go. We're getting the next load of food ready. I'm making a dozen scrambled eggs. We've got some gluten-free banana bread, some type of French toast my wife made, and then more leftover pizza. And no, we don't just eat pizza all the time. That's just a coincidence. I've got my poke berries, and we're going to strip off the good ones and put them in here because we're going to do something exciting. We have done it. This bowl is empty. This bowl is full. We probably have enough. And then there's the leftovers that are going to go to the compost. And look at my fingers. If it shows up, they're so pretty. It may not show up here. I've already washed them, but they're going to be that color for a few days. I'm gonna brag on my wife. She drove all the way to town to bring me the coffee that I left at home. I didn't ask her to. She just did it. Just got in the van with all the kids and brought it all the way to town. If you want to brag on somebody too, put it in the comments. Who you're so proud of and what they do for you. Hello. I'm out for another walkie jog. Well, I was gonna go for 6 miles, but I'm trying out a different section of the trail. It looks like I'm gonna get about 5.5. Close enough. It was rainy today. That was really pretty nice because it's been really hot and some rain cooled it off. Of course, this is Arkansas, so it is becoming muggy afterwards, but I'm almost done. Saw a whole bunch of deer and not many people. So yeah, good run. So I'm just now getting over a cold. It wasn't the plague. I took an antigen test and it said I was negative. And one of those at-home tests. I don't want people getting DNA scrapings out of my nose. You know what I'm saying? Or some test that I hook up to my phone and it can broadcast the results back to China. You know. So it's just a cold, and I haven't really had a real cold in a long time. I will get sick from time to time when I stay up too late, when I get too much sugar, you know, when I'm stressed out for too long. And I think this is related to that. I was stressed out, listening too much. I listened to too many of my political podcasts, you know, and it's all panic and doom and gloom, you know, because that's what keeps you listening. And I listen at about double speed, so if I listen for 1 hour, I've got 2 hours of doom and gloom pumped into my brain. So I think I got too stressed out and, you know, caught me a cold. And I will let you know, the herb strategy I had for that was nothing, which is the reason why this cold lasted for so long. It's been so long since I've had a cold like this. It wasn't that it was terrible, it was annoying, you know, where you're kind of draggy, you're just cranky, and everything is a little harder, but you can't really justify not doing stuff, or at least you can't justify taking off too much stuff, because it's just annoying, you know? So I've had that for, I guess, all in all, I guess I had it for about a week, which is about how long I would, before I got all healthy, before I got all herby, I would probably have a cold for a bit longer than that with all the sinus hanging on stuff, you know. And this time, you know, you just get busy. Sometimes you're just dumb and you just don't make good choices. I didn't really take pharmaceutical stuff, but I just fell back into that sort of pharmaceutical mindset. I had me some over-the-counter supplements. Not the herbs I normally take. I was just trying some supplements. I was like, I'll take this. This will help. And I wanted to take a pill and make it go away, which most of the time is not really how health works. So, you know, it turned into a full-blown, it built up real gradually, and, you know, I kicked myself, because if I had started real aggressively taking some medicinal teas and, you know, taking care of myself, it probably I would have had about a day or maybe 2 with a real irritating, stuffy nose, and then it would have gone away, most likely. But I didn't do that. I just was like, I'm busy, I have lots of work to do, I'm just gonna do my work, everything will be fine, I'll just get through it, it'll go in a couple of days, and it didn't. And so eventually I said, what am I doing? And I started
throwing infusions down me, doing you're making little capsules of herbs. I don't do capsules very often. Susan Weed, I got to talk to her one time, and she said that she wished that people would stop putting herbs in capsules, because the first way your body interacts with an herb is by tasting it, and that's part of what sends the signal to your body of how to handle the herb. If you put it in a capsule, you don't taste it, so you're skipping the initial step. So I don't usually do capsules. I did a little bit. I started throwing that stuff down me, and you want to do that at the very beginning. That's when it's the most effective. So it didn't just turn it off like a switch, but I could tell that I was starting to get better. I was starting to round the corner, and I was doing some hot baths and cold showers, and kind of alternating, getting my lymph moving, getting my circulation going. And now I'm just pretty much over it. I'm back out jogging again and feeling pretty good. But that was my herb strategy, to do nothing until it already built up real big. I don't personally recommend it.